Hello everyone, it's Alina. Welcome to my Soap General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And by that we mean Willow Corinthos told her to go somewhere that wasn't around her EVR again. Also in this episode, Carly learned the truth about her son's falsehoods, while Tracy praised Michael's praises. Finn got an interesting bit of information from Dr. Sawyer. And ultimately, Spencer blackmailed Esmond out of rushing to the cops about Ace. Now let's go a little deeper into the details. What Willow wanted was a tranquil day at work. What she got was a call from Michael begging to talk. Nope, she wasn't about that life. Not today. She was obliged to talk to Nina, nevertheless, who came up at the nurse's station. Willow bluntly informed Nina she didn't want anything to do with her, but in true Nina manner, she pushed and pushed until she got what she wanted. She didn't get it long though, when Carly walked around the corner and screamed at her to leave Willow alone. This led to various things happening. Carly and Nina squared off and the not-so-secret truth about Michael knowing everything came out. Carly was sure Nina was lying through her teeth, but she and Drew marched off to confront him anyhow. Once alone, Willow and Nina walked to a room to have it out. Nina rattled off her litany of explanations and reasons, but Willow was having none of it. She point-blank told Nina they were over. She had no intention of ever speaking to her again. As for Michael, he was at the Quartermain mansion begging Ned for his shares back. He got mocked by Tracy about becoming a true Quartermain now. Eventually, Ned decided to give Michael what he wanted, tomorrow. Unfortunately, during this little showdown, Michael was caught rehashing the details of his blackmail scheme by Carly and Drew. To say they weren't happy was an understatement. Much like Nina, Michael rattled off his own list of excuses and arguments, none of which landed nicely. A furious Drew exited and Carly got ready to have it out with her kid in private. Ned and Tracy hid out in the kitchen. Tracy was delighted as punch by this filthy mess and chatted about how they could utilize it to their advantage. Meanwhile, Esmond shoved her way into Laura's apartment and demanded her son. Spencer tried to stall and delay her, but there was only so much waiting he could do before unleashing his bomb. Ace was not there. He would never be with Esme again. The infant was with his father. He took great joy in telling Esme all about Nicholas turning up and taking off into the night with the baby. Nick may not be a terrific dad. Heck, Nick may not be a great person. But Ace was far safer with him than with the likes of Ryan Chamberlain's daughter. Esmond lost it the way any mother would and tore into Spencer. How dare he? Spencer stood his ground though. And when Esmond threatened to call the cops and report this horrible kidnapping, Spencer vowed to tell them she got her memories back. Tread wisely. Defeated, Esmond slinked away. Back at the hospital, Finn and Liz had a meeting with Dr. Sawyer. At first, it was not going well. She was not about to break HBAA and divulge her prior patient or his medical history, unless it was on a witness stand. She told Finn to have his lawyer contact her. Liz wasn't going to let her leave so simply though. She encouraged her to sit and stay and sang Finn's praises. She and Finn proposed she at least speak in hypotheticals. Dr. Sawyer agreed and they got started. As it turned out, Mr. Muldoon already knew he had cancer because Dr. Sawyer tested him for it. However, he didn't follow up with the oncologist, and it seems he didn't notify anyone else, even his family. Finn felt hopeful for the first time in weeks. General Hospital spoilers for January 18, 2024, involve characters either attempting to communicate, comparing emotional wounds, or seeking aid from the most unexpected of people. There may even be a surprise or two. You don't want to miss this episode. Get ready for an unexpected convergence of two people who've had a tremendously terrible time this last year. It's been a while since Drew and Anna interacted. What draws them together? If they're commiserating, the teasers suggest, they're bound to compare notes on the various emotional scars they've each just accumulated. For Drew, it's the narrative of a guy who made a sacrifice for the lady he loves. This led to jail, a beatdown behind bars, and an off-putting personality shift. Meanwhile, Anna suffered one setback after another. She's been stalked, shot a teenager, lost her house, lost her love, and lately lost a good friend. So these two have a lot to bond over. While Drew and Anna commiserate, a solitary Michael prepares himself. For what? To chat to Nina? to inform wily Ninas out of their lives again, engage in a tug-o-war for ELQ, figure out how to convince his wife to trust him again, face his mother. Seems like psyching himself up for whatever's to come may be harder than Michael expects. Esm's terrified, frantic, and has all of her memories back. Her world now boils down to two things. Okay, three things. First, getting Ace back. Second, preventing Spencer from going to Paris with Trina. And third, taking revenge. So who's the unexpected source that helps her out with any or all of these plans? Elsewhere, TJ fills in some blanks with his mom. When he updates Jordan, he may tell her about Curtis's progress now that he's post-surgery. He could tell her, if Laura hasn't yet, how Molly helped make a deal happen that caused Esm to walk with probation. Oh, and he can let his parents know where he and his wife are in their surrogacy adventure. Finally, Christina has a surprise guest. Surely Blaze wouldn't be considered a surprise, would she? After all, it's been a while since these two linked. Absence may make the heart grow fonder, but it's also wise not to let that absence go on too long. Laura Collins is out to defend her grandson, Ace's, interests above everything else on General Hospital. She was there when Esm gave birth to him. She offered Esm a place to live and supported her when no one else believed she turned over a new leaf. She would do everything for her loving little child. But now, Ace's daddy, Nicholas, has the baby, and he thinks he ought to have a crack at raising his son, and has taken him. Whose side will Laura choose? Laura was Team Esmond when she was Ace's lone parent, and the only way Laura could see her grandson. But now that Nicholas has the child, it's a horse of a different color. Laura supports people she loves, and she loves Nicholas. He's an adult. Esm is a child. Nicholas has the means to give Ace whatever he needs. Esm is still reliant on the compassion of others. He would make a much better guardian. On the other hand, not only did Nick have Esm locked up for the entirety of her pregnancy, there's also the fantastic job he did raising Spencer. How many times did Nick abandon Spencer to pursue his own interests? Even when he was hands-on, who recalls what a weird, nasty, and arrogant little brat Spencer was? Unless Laura wants another disaster on her hands, Esm still seems like the preferable parental option for Ace. But in the end, Laura will refuse to take anyone's side, except Ace's. A child requires both parents and a solid upbringing. That's what Ace should have most. While Laura hangs in the background, to make sure his mom and dad don't mess things up too severely, which is when she will step in. Once alone, Willow and Nina walked to a room to have it out. Nina rattled off her litany of explanations and reasons, but Willow was having none of it. She point-blank told Nina they were over. She had no intention of ever speaking to her again. As for Michael, he was at the Quartermain home asking Ned Wally Kurth for his shares back. He got mocked by Tracy, Jane Elliott, about being a true Quartermain now. Eventually, Ned decided to give Michael what he wanted, tomorrow. Unfortunately, during this little showdown, Michael was caught rehashing the details of his blackmail scheme by Carly and Drew. To say they weren't happy was an understatement. Much like Nina, Michael rattled off his own list of excuses and arguments, none of which landed nicely. A furious Drew exited and Carly got ready to have it out with her kid in private. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.